They've been called one of the most complex organs in the human body, displaying the deepest of emotion and the strongest of stories. But for some, those beautiful eyes in hues of brown, green, and blue live in darkness.
If we all close our eyes, we all look the same. When we all open our eyes, we all see things differently. T.
Yes.
It's this way of thinking that encouraged Sherrie Dupont to sign up for Right on the Dot, a class that teaches reading and writing Braille. But what makes Sherrie's story interesting is she's not blind.
I have no knowledge of Braille whatsoever, and I wanted to come and find out. I was curious. And I've learned so much. The very first class, I went home and I was so excited.
This 6-dot system was invented by Louis Braille in the 1800s so blind people could read. And even though it's been around for a while, Elizabeth Lalonde, the instructor of this class, says it's not practiced enough.
I was born blind, but I have a little bit of sight, which is fairly common among blind people, that there might be some residual vision. So it was thought that, and still is today, that if you have some sight that you should use it and that you should read large print.
She says the problem with large print is that it's very straining on the eyes. So Elizabeth eventually learned Braille as an adult and can read about 60 words a minute. But she says if you learn it as a child, you can get up to 300 words a minute. I
grew up just learning through audio, which got me through. But, for example, my spelling is terrible, even though I'm a writer, but I know all the words, but how to spell them, because I didn't actually get that chance to really read them.
And did E, and the 3 more cells, and did S.
Another one of Elizabeth's students, Heidi Propp, effortlessly reads a worksheet written entirely in Braille. She was also born blind, but got her first taste of Braille in grade 1.
There's more and more of a chance that your vision will degrade as you get older. So whether you're sighted now or you're blind now, you may rely on Braille at some point down the road in your life.
And even though Heidi's been reading and writing Braille for years, she still takes part in this class with 5 beginners to learn the slate and stylus, which is basically equivalent to a pen and paper. In the Braille world, they're a lot more portable than Braille notes, which are kind of like typewriters, and not to mention more affordable. Braille notes average around $1,000 each, whereas the slate and stylus is about $10.
I wouldn't know what to do without my Braille note, but that being said, it's nice to have a backup.
O-N, lemon.
For Elizabeth, it's not just about teaching this textile form of literacy, it's about spreading a positive message around blindness.
It's an extra tool in your toolbox. Braille is just, you can still learn print, but Braille is another tool. And who knows, maybe you will have a family member that it might be useful for, or a friend.
And even though there's a chance these students won't have to use Braille often, it gives Elizabeth, Heidi, and other members of the blind community a sense of inclusion, knowing there's a new level of understanding when it comes to living in darkness. In Esquimalt, I'm Jen Muranetz.